Welcome back to the Machinimites podcast. Today is episode number 7. We have a whole host of great guests with us, and we actually have an employee first of the podcast, which is awesome. So we'll go into the introductions now. We've obviously got both Jameses from Exultion. If you guys want to say a quick hello.
Well, hi, how?
Hello.
Alright, and then we have the much loved Nick, or CGC. No one can say that. It has to be said if you want to say hi.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's SGCBarbierian.
There we go. And if you just want to say quickly what you do on your channel as well.
Yeah, sure. I do mostly Minecraft videos. I'm also a huge COD fanboy, and that's just about it.
And then to Alex from Machinima Realm, if you want to say hello.
What's up, guys?
Alright, and this is going to go straight through into the first topic, which is kind of for my benefit, but also I guess tons of people are interested to find out what many of you guys do over in LA. So if you want to just take us through an average day at Machinima, you've swiped your key card to get in, what happens next?
So I'm in programming, so I'm working with Joel and Antos for the stuff that we do. So typical day for me, catch up on the emails and the Skypes that you guys have all been Skyping me all night when I wasn't looking at my Skype because I was at home. And then I catch up on like Destructoid, Kotaku, like Industry Gamer, all the news, and see what's going on, if there's anything exciting. I usually check to see if Diablo is coming out, which it's not, and that's every day.
Yeah.
And then most of the day I'm just trying to program the channel. So like looking through all the submissions we have this nice metadata form that logs like everybody who submitted videos. So I'm going through that, watching the videos, trying to figure out what works as a block for the day, and then just doing the process I have to do to like log everything and process the videos, watermark them, all of that to get them ready to go up. And then when I finish like everything for that day, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either try and get ahead for so Fridays are always really busy for me since I have to get the whole weekend done before I leave, obviously. And then when I'm feeling good about all the videos that I've gotten processed and ready to go up, I'll usually troll around Reddit and see if I can find any new directors, because we found a lot of really great directors from Reddit.
Nice. So
yeah.
it sounds pretty busy, going through a lot of basically a lot of interaction with all the directors and things like that is a large part of your job.
Definitely, and I'd say it's definitely more for Joel and Antos, because they're the ones that are dealing heavily with the development side of things. But yeah, there's a lot of just like anybody who has problems with their videos, like the thumbnails or the aspect ratios or whatever, or anybody who wants to talk about like ideas. I try and spend as much time as possible talking with people about ideas and stuff.
Nice. Alright, so also in the news with Machinima, well, I guess you could say in the news around our community, is the new channel that launched last week. For those of you guys that listened in to last week's podcast, you will have heard all of us discuss our predictions for the new channels, and I know we were doing it on the Realm Facebook group as well. And a lot of people were saying Machinima
Oh my God,
Live.
is that ExultionFilms?
Antos is here.
Oh, Antos!
Pop in real quick.
Are you
on a podcast or something? Oh, shit.
Yeah. All right. Antos said hi, everybody.
Antos. Oh, wow, I'm the only one who said it.
Because I told him to over Facebook.
Yeah, Chris also says hi to everyone here from Exultion.
Cool.
So, everyone was thinking Machinima Live for the new channel, but then they came out with Machinima Channels, which is basically like a network where you can find all of the directors on Machinima, so...
It's more like a hub, actually, really.
Yeah.
An area where you can sort of find everyone.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about the channel so far?
Well, I'm curious what you guys think as directors for us.
So, who wants to go first?
Honestly, I'm a little confused by it, as weird as that might seem. Like, everything's alphabetically organised and all that kind of shizzle.
And that makes you confused.
I don't know, my
Probably
alphabet.
not very
The
organised.
alphabet's pretty confusing.
It's just I don't see where it's going from this. If I'm just going to be honest, I just don't. See
Don't
the
forget, it's not
future for it.
exactly finished off. There sort of be like there'll be stuff added and so on and so forth.
Yeah, well, with 62 subscribers, it didn't surprise
I just love
me.
I just love the way the videos were selected. I saw someone had an update video representing their channel.
And one of mine was a podcast, which is something with no video. So yeah.
But great content.
Do you know anything about getting those things changed, or perhaps they get updated, or do we select them, or what's going on with our little featured videos on that channel?
I have no idea. It's very far removed from like what we're all doing. But I know that like there's just so much changing on a day-to-day basis, and we're all just trying to stay on top of everything and implement it in the way that makes the most sense and really maximizes the views and everything. So I know that like because it just got put into place, it's gonna have bugs and it's gonna be kind of weird. And I agree with you guys definitely that right now it's definitely not being used the best that it can. But I think that in the coming weeks, like as people get more familiar with it and we realize like what's working, what's not working, they'll probably start to fix that.
Nick, did you have any thoughts or first impressions on the channel when it launched? I know you're quite behind the Machinima channels, and you were doing some work for it as well. You got any thoughts about it?
No, I mean, I can only speak from what I've done. Basically, there's a lot of new hubs going on with Realm, from what I've been told. Antos emailed me a while back, had me check some sort of picture that we were going to be using as some sort of director hub. So I knew that they were trying to go towards hub, based, I guess. So I kind of imagine that's what Machinima channels is going to be like as well, just kind of doing that with director and partner channels as well, maybe. But like I said, I have really no clue.
I mean,
Your
I
guess is
think.
good as mine.
Yeah, I think if you guys want to sort of discuss sort of future things that we would do perhaps as a channel, because I know I've got a few ideas. I was thinking perhaps, alternatively, instead of alphabetical order, perhaps maybe categories as well. So then when people are coming in onto the channel externally, they can look for what they want instead of, because if they're looking for a specific director, they'll probably already go to that director's channel anyway. So from like in a point of view of perhaps even companies and things like that, if they want to find directors to do work with, they'll look in perhaps categories instead. But I don't know, and also perhaps sort of a show on there where they highlight certain videos across the network and certain directors, and kind of like a podcast style, but much shorter and much more concentrated sort of feedback and things like that. But I don't know, they're just my ideas. If you guys have any ideas on what you would do with Machinima channels.
I mean, I completely agree with you, and you can see from the new layout of the Realm page, that's kind of what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
We have like a tab for all of the Machinimas, and then like a tab for like broken down by games and stuff. So we were really trying to think like, what do people search for, and like how can we engage people to watch videos that they didn't already know about? And so we thought that like, oh, if somebody wants to watch a video about Minecraft, but they're not really sure what video, by placing them all like together in a group like that, we might be able to bring in more of an audience,
Yeah, I mean, I even asked Joel in an email if it would be possible to get the template for that new banner, because I thought it was brilliant, but he told me it wasn't available, and obviously I'm gonna try and remake it. But yeah, what about you other guys? What thoughts do you have for the future of Machinima channels? What would you do with it?
Honestly, I have no
Basically,
idea.
you go ahead.
Sorry, I have. Well, really, yeah, I have no real thing to actually add to that. So.
Okay, Nick.
All right, I'd say, I mean, I like the category idea, but I also like I think that might be bad, because for people like me, I play, 10, 12 different games at a time on my channel, and to categorize it into one thing wouldn't really benefit me. What I was thinking is, what if directors were able to make a sort of a showcase video where they, I toyed around with this on my channel, but it didn't really work out too good. But for this, it would work out perfect. Directors make one video, it showcases maybe like almost like a reel in the film industry, where you showcase the best that you've done, what you're going to be doing in the future, just, inviting people to check out your page, and then you can categorize it similarly if you had playlists, and you can include people's channels in different playlists, you know, more than one if necessary.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite good to on that channel have sort of like a roll call kind of video that I know Respawn
Exactly
did.
what I
a
was
while
literally
back.
just about to mention that.
Do you want to expand on the roll call idea? If you want to?
And like as that is the landing video when you like click on a certain director,
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Because then when you find that director that you're kind of leaning towards, you'll get sent to a video that perhaps we can update whenever we feel like it, and then just let you guys know. And then it'll be this video that tells the viewer who we are, what we've done, what we're doing, and things in the future, and things of that sort of nature would be a really good way of just basically laying out all the information about the director in a couple of concentrated minutes, which could be quite beneficial. But I don't know, Max, do you got any feelings about Machinima channels and the future of it?
I just want Machinima live. Just the thought of Machinima. I know I'm straying off Machinima channels completely, but
It's
the
fine.
thought of Machinima live would be amazing. Like the one channel where all the Machinima directors can converge and just have their slots to live stream. It would just be amazing. Admittedly, it wouldn't be like 24/7 live stream. It would be like selected, I don't know, times. But it would be awesome because then it would also not only promote Machinima Live channel or whatever it would be called, but would promote the directors themselves, which would obviously benefit them. And that is a load of laughing.
Obviously a good joke at the offices there. But if you guys want to tangent off into live streaming, I mean, I think everyone would love the idea of Machinima Live, because when people started predicting it last week, just the more you thought about it, just like, oh yeah, it'd be like a TV station based on YouTube that is Machinima, and you just your head starts to go, and you just think, wow, it'd be insane, just so much content live.
I hope you're taking notes, Alex.
Oh, don't worry, I am.
So I remember,
But,
I think because Alex, I spoke to you the other day about it, didn't I? And
yeah,
and
we did
then,
talk
and then you
about
said that you had you thought that there could be an issue with the what was it? What was the issue? It was with the
Well,
sort of,
I mean, I think there's a couple things. I think definitely in general, just online content is heading in that direction. You can see it in like the type of content that's increasingly being produced, and the way that everything's structured is it's definitely going towards like a network model. So I think we're going to be getting closer and closer to that. I'm not sure if we've reached it yet, such that we could do something like 24 hours a day live content. Maybe not right now, but I think we're definitely heading in that direction. So we may see it soon. But I mean, what I was just mentioning to you the other day when we were talking about it was the first big red flag to me is like, it's so difficult to get all like directors to coordinate like submitting the right videos at the right times and getting thumbnails. Like so much of my job is like scrambling to like put stuff together because people didn't do things the right way when they were supposed to. And so just like organizationally thinking about getting people in all different time zones and all different places to like be on time, ready to stream like consistently 24 hours a day when they're supposed to is asking for trouble in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
You have a lot of different types of directors. I've noticed throughout, I've been on Machinima Realms since it started. You realize over time you have directors like myself, I'm just naming names, Jevin, I'm sure you, Jack, and James, that, really take this seriously and go all out to make the best videos they can. Then you have directors, I'm not going to name it, Jake Machinima, cough, that, don't really care so much as, other directors do. And it would really be hard to, you can't deny them the ability to do the live stream, but if people don't take this seriously, oh, I'll just miss my hour, that won't make a difference. Well, in the long run it will. So I think that's exactly why Alex is, I think I would be hesitant too to start that up if I was working there. It would be asking for trouble.
And I mean, I think it's part of the whole shift that's going on, because like when YouTube started, it was like, oh, we're gonna like post videos because they're fun, and now like increasingly people are doing this because they realize like beyond it being fun, it's a way to make money. And when you start approaching it as like this is a way to make money and like this is a job, people start taking it more seriously. And like those are the kind of people that there are more and more of, and like those are the type of people that wouldn't miss their slots, because like when you're approaching it like a job as opposed to like, oh, this is just fun and it's only fun, like who cares if I miss it, you know? So I think in the coming days, weeks, months, what have you, it'll become more and more likely and realistic to do something like that. At the very least in blocks, like maybe not 24 hours a day, but on a daily basis, maybe a few hours a day, do something like that, slowly ease into it.
Yeah, I mean, you could also imagine if we get Machinima Live going, well, not we, but if you get Machinima Live going, when you go to things like game expos and stuff like that, you could eventually be able to stream the convention and be able to sort of like stream displays and things like that, and then open up the idea of that if you're not at the convention, you can now watch via Machinima, for example. You can now watch certain displays and things like that, which that's a whole nother expansion.
So, I believe you can some people, depending on what kind of contract you have for your phone, but some phones you can actually have the ability to live stream from. It may not be the best quality, but like smartphones, you can broadcast a live stream. Or Ustream. It's one, I think both of them you can actually broadcast from your phone. But if you could somehow like implement that with the YouTube live streaming, I think it would be much a lot more possibilities if you're at a convention or something.
Definitely.
I mean, you can imagine, because technology is always getting faster and better and all that kind of stuff. And you can imagine at conventions, eventually they'd have like a really solid internet, and you'd be able to set up a little station where you're live streaming, and then have like a camera down at the convention that's connected to the station, and then you can live stream from there. I mean, possibilities are endless, really. In terms of live streams on your own channels, Nick, you've got live streaming for sure, don't you?
Yeah, I have on Machinima on my own channel. I have Machinima live streaming. I think I was one of the first people to get it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I got the contract, but I think I was away for the weekend, so I wasn't even able to sign it and send it off straight away. But even after signing it, there was a problem with it, and I've only just gotten live streaming. But even with live streaming, my internet at this point isn't strong enough to stream, which is annoying, because I like the idea of if I'm bored, I can just suddenly play a game, live stream it, interact, and just chill out basically with all my subscribers.
Because we sent off our live streaming contract on the 16th of December. But someone apparently they didn't get it, and then we had to resend it off like mid-Jan, and we're still waiting. So it's kind of a pain.
Sad face.
Yeah, there is. I mean, live streaming definitely has its benefits, but at this point, I think that you really do have to be creative about how you go about live streaming, because YouTube is in that transition phase where it's not quite the live streaming platform that it should be. However, there's ways to get around that, and obviously in the coming months and years, I guess, it will become the place to live stream, just because everything is going to be in the same place.
I think we're all just listening to the background now, aren't we?
Yeah, I am as well.
Whose background?
Yours.
Me.
Disengage.
Okay. I'll mute my mic when I'm not talking.
All right. So if you guys want to transition into like what things have you got planned for your own channels? What sort of content and things like that have you got going? Like Taylor, for example, what are you working on right now?
Well, at the moment we're working on projects. I'm working on a CGI machinima which will go up onto main, and that's like ridiculous, the amount of sort of things we've done with it. And I believe, Mux, what are you doing exactly?
I am doing right, hear me out. There's one video that's going up on Machinima main. There's going to be one video. And what it is, sorry, I'm eating a pizza. What it is an interactive game for Minecraft. So It's like some army guys that are in a helicopter for the first, like, part one, as it were. And they get briefed, and then you get an option to jump out the helicopter or wait till the end of the video. And if you wait till the end, then the machinima post-roll rolls. There's a comma in there somewhere. But yeah, it's just like you can choose what you want the person to do. Like there's a roadblock, for example, and you can either go left or right. So yeah, it's all CGI pretty much.
Nice.
And yeah, that's what I'm working on. Not sure what Chris is working on, but
Chris has just gone dark. He just doesn't go social over the weekends. Kind of crazy like that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bitch, really.
Nick, what kind of stuff are you working on that you're willing to reveal to us?
Well, I mean, I've just got my normal series. I've been trying to, it's hard trying to run, my channel, I think, especially just because I started off COD, I went to Minecraft, then I got really big on Left 4 Dead 2. So I'm trying to run all three of those series simultaneously, which is a bitch to record. But besides that, I'm working on a couple of huge projects that hopefully you guys will see up on either my channel or Machinima Realm soon. I know Alex is helping me out on the second one, and it's really tough when you get into something and you just want to go, as hard as you can to try and finish it. And sleep kind of takes like the second priority over the project, so that's always tough. But it's fun. It's fun because that's what I love to do. I love to do projects that aren't just Let's Plays and commentaries, something that actually takes a lot more effort and a lot more production value goes into it.
Yeah,
and I love to get videos that aren't just Let's Plays and take a lot.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It must be always good, not only as us directors, when you finish it and we watch it through for the first time, all edited up and like all that good stuff, but as your position as well, Alex, it must be pretty cool to see. You haven't heard from like a director in like in however long, and you might have an inkling that they're working on something big, and then you get in the submission and you just see it, and it must be pretty cool to process those kind of videos through.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, especially when it's like I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened to them if they've just fallen off the face of the earth. And I love watching those videos that are really impressive. Because like I come from like a film background. I studied film and stuff, so I really love those videos anyway. And to get them in, especially from a director, if it's not like their typical stuff, is definitely really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no like big machinima maker with tons of degrees and all that kind of stuff, but I've just finished working on part 1 of my 3-part Minecraft machinima called The Situation, which will probably have gone up 2 hours. I probably will have scheduled it 2 hours to go up before this podcast. So it's always good to work on machinimas, and I love working on them because it's just the high effort kind of videos. It's so rewarding when you finish them and things like that, and it's good fun and good experience. And but at the same time, you've got to record that daily content to keep your subscribers happy and active and all that good stuff. And at times it can be a push, and especially when people don't understand when you don't get a video out and they have a hissy fit of why you haven't managed to post a video on that day and things like that. But that's the only annoying thing.
And when it comes, sorry, yeah, Alex, you want to talk?
Well, no, I was gonna ask you. I'm just curious, since you guys all post lots of videos, if you find that your viewers would generally prefer you to put out like one video a day that's just kind of like a Let's Play and just whatever, or maybe a couple videos a week that are much more produced and like thought out.
Well, on my channel I run multiple games, and I've got a certain series which is a lot bigger than others, so I've sort of limited that series to twice a week in order to keep it fresh and special, because otherwise it's just going to drown out really quick. So I sort of limit the amount per game and per series per week to make them still fresh, and then what I'm trying to do is have daily content or Let's Play style of my multiple series, but always have a high effort video in the background in the works, so that every month maybe, or every 3 weeks, I'll be able to post that really high effort top quality video that hopefully does a lot better than my regular sort of videos. But I don't know about your channels, Nick, or whatever.
I mean, I subscribe, and I'm just talking from like my point of view as a viewer. I subscribe to two different types of people. Personally, I like listening to some people do Let's Plays. Monkey Farm is a huge guy that I like. You know, if he doesn't come out with a video every day, I get really pissed, and I have to message him on Skype. I'm like, dude, where the hell is your video? I want to watch something.
You're one of those guys.
I am one of those guys, and if you know, it's pretty fun to watch those, you know, because I've been with him. I've watched him since he had like 11,000 subscribers. He's almost double that now. So it's fun to watch channels grow, you know, daily as they release more videos. But I'm also subscribed to people like Tryhard Ninja who do song parodies maybe monthly. And if he was to spam uploads, you know, of Let's Plays, I'm not sure I would enjoy his videos just because I'm so used to him having a much more higher quality content. So I suppose it really depends on whoever you're listening to, whoever you're watching, rather, you know, as to what kind of videos you want to look at. My subscribers personally, I got them all from, you know, Let's Plays and just regular commentaries, so they all want to see that. But, you know, by doing like the 12 Days of Minecraft thing and doing these projects, I'm hoping I get some viewers who actually want to see a lot higher effort videos, who really appreciate that kind of stuff a little bit more than my current audience does.
And I don't know if it happens to you, Nick, or you, Jack, but whenever I make a video, I'm extremely harsh to it. Anything, something tiny, I would just be like, no, scrap it, forget it, it's crap. No, I'm just really harsh when it comes to my own videos. And I don't know if you, I don't know if it's to you, Nick or Jack.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know a director who isn't. I mean, you're your own worst critic when it comes down to it. And if you're a perfectionist, that just makes it so much worse because, you know, I've been really trying to make sure that my videos are of a higher quality than they were, you know, back in 2010, 2011. But at the same time, you have to kind of take a break and step back and say, okay, is this even worth fixing? Because I could spend hours making sure that the intro is just perfect, keyframe everything, but at the same time, you know, you're making a video that's just going to get viewed by 1,000 people. Do you really want to spend 6 hours making this, you know, happen? Whereas you could spend a little bit more time on your big project, which you know will grab a larger portion of your audience. That's kind of where you have to draw the line, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy for Let's Play style videos. You just gotta get those basics in, that when it starts, you know, it starts clean in. You don't have any like weird, you know, long pause at the beginning, and when it ends, it doesn't cut off or anything like that. And make sure there's no audio problems in the middle and all that, and then you're good to go render and put it up. But definitely with the high effort videos, you gotta watch through every frame to make sure there isn't some sort of weird video or audio bug, because it can then, you know. Then when people watch the video, that's all they take away from it. All people want to do is criticize on the internet. So you got to put yourself in a position where the only thing they can say is, well done, good job.
I'm one of those people who ends up watching, whenever I watch any type of video, I'm always like looking at the tiny little details, for example, like continuity errors. I'm like a continuity hunter.
Titanic 2.
Oh yes. And it's just like, for example, if someone had a gun in the right hand and the next shot it will be in the left hand, or it disappears. I just love watching little mistakes like that, and I try to learn, like try not to make any continuity errors from my half, really. So it just doesn't turn out to be like, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
Or, stuff like that.
One thing I don't get in like big Hollywood movies is when, like, as you say, James, someone's like got, I don't know, an AK-47, and next thing you know, they got like an M4 carbine or something stupid like that. How does the actor not just go, hold on a minute, something isn't right?
Yeah,
beyond that, they have people whose entire job is to make sure there aren't those mistakes.
Like I've seen, like I don't know if this, I've never really seen. I'm not too much into animation movies like Disney, but I've seen a couple of clips. Like there's TV shows dedicated to finding continuity errors, and there's some animation where you think, wait, how is that even possible? All you're doing, like if you're cutting from one angle to the next, is just moving the camera and just playing through the same keyframes from a different angle, and it's just like you think, how did the prop sort of disappear or get moved? When it's just pretty much the exact same animation.
That's probably the hardest thing to get your head around in animation, because it's like the guy spent, well, I'm presuming it's a guy, not being sexist or
he or she.
I'm just, yeah. Can we say it? say it. What happens if they spend hours and hours like making that cup go in the hand, and the next thing you know, the cup's gone? Did that person not realise that the hours of work spent has just gone in the next 10 seconds? I mean, I'm using that as completely an irrelevant example because I don't think
I just think
anyone's done that.
sometimes when stuff like that happens, it's just either too late to make changes, or it's just like they can't be asked. But when it comes from Hollywood and stuff like that, you've got to think just right, this is a high budget film or whatever. Try not to make mistakes, even though it's impossible not to make one mistake or so. But just try to make it as invisible as possible.
Well, that's the thing with films and things. They don't do any of them in chronological order or things like that. So you can have scenes that are in the same room, and they'll do them a month apart or whatever. And it just, for me, that's one of the reasons why it doesn't make sense. Surely, as a director, you'd want to do it in chronological order, so then you could literally see your film coming together, because you'd be able to do the first bit and then work your way through. But I don't know, I'm not a Hollywood director, so obviously
a lot of directors try to do that, and the reason they don't all the time is just logistics and financial things, usually about when you can get certain actors or certain spaces and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it comes down to renting equipment, because for example, I want to rent a £5,000 camera, and it's you've only got a certain period to rent those equipment, and if you think it's gonna run over, you don't want to risk stuff that you have to pay extra, overpricing and all that lot. Really, you just don't want to get fined for not returning on time. And especially when you're such a big production company, I don't really think you'd have to rent cameras, because you'd already be supplied by it. But it's just basically, it's if you rent an area or a warehouse, you have to film within that time. And if you run over, you have to rent it another time when it's available. So that's sort of where I think problems like that occur.
The one person I feel sorry for in the film industry has to be the guy who does the credits. If you have a mistype or anything on just one little bit on the keyboard, that's it. You've ruined that person's year.
Being sacked.
I think basically when the way the names are all done is, I think when the person signs up and they're officially on the project, it's added to a text document, which is networked, sort of connected within a network.
But that's the thing though. Someone's got to type out their name originally. So that person could have made a typo. It's
actually, I'm actually curious to see if there's any films which actually have a typo of that sort of height.
A credit type.
Well, this is a Google search just waiting to happen, isn't it?
Alright, so while you guys go off Googling all that shenanigans, let's drift into another topic. So, Minecraft, the wonderful game that it is. Let's talk about the future of it, because I know Jeb's working really hard, adding tons of new content, and got the weekly snapshots, which is really, really good. I mean, I feel Minecraft's got a lot better since Jeb took over, no offense to Notch or anything, but what do you guys think about the future of Minecraft?
It's definitely going forward. It hasn't done something that's bad yet besides ladders.
Oh god!
When they changed the barriers and everyone was like, my parkour map's ruined. And so Jeb thought, best thing, make vines climbable, keep ladders the same, done.
Yeah.
Which
go on.
Okay. Ever since Jeb took over as lead
developer.
That's the bugger of Minecraft. It's you've seen that he's done the languages, which must have taken ages. And yeah, but you've also got to make the notes in Minecraft and all that. So that must have taken him ages. But it's it's going a lot quicker, if you know what I mean. You can see a lot more happening. Meanwhile, with Notch, it's just oh yeah, snow golems. That's it.
Yeah, spent 3 months editing in a wolf, and that was ugh. And then the Nether, which was just Netherrack.
Mine ran in lava.
wicked.
I
But
just love the way he's adding in new mobs. What was the new one? Iron Golem, I think it's
Yep.
called now, or something like that.
mm,
It's just like, I haven't got the new snapshot, but so I'm really keen to look that up. But I just love the way there's new mobs. The AI for the little people in the, what are they called?
NPC villages,
Testificates.
Oh, I just call them testes. But I just love the way the AI is getting a lot more sophisticated, even though
Yeah.
it's not exactly like the thing you see on a console. But the AI is a lot more. It's been improved dramatically compared to what it used to be.
Mm.
Like creepers used to follow you into lava if you were flying over it, but now they just sort of stop at the side of a mountain instead of falling to their death.
Yeah, they run to shade instead of burn to death.
Yeah. It's
And
kinda cool.
what was the new one? There was something.
Zombies
oh
knock
yeah,
down
zombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Destroy doors now.
That's terrifying. Let me just
Oh,
say.
that's
not
that's
doing
just that's a machinima waiting to happen.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
was
said,
about to
like you
say.
would
We're not
say.
doing Exultion plays on hard difficulty, James.
Oh, God.
Let me just tell
Oh
you.
God.
I think
I'll be
we're on
crying.
normal at the moment, and we're struggling. I mean, our house got blown up twice, is it?
Yeah, actually twice.
Yeah, and we're on normal. I mean,
I wanted to play on hard.
oh, you
Nick,
can play on hard, alright. I'm
Nick,
sorry.
what do you think about the future of Minecraft? Where can you see it going, and how are you happy with the progress so far?
I am completely happy because it's progressing at a level that the average gamer can keep up with. Whereas if it released a major DLC or a major update every month, it would be like, holy crap! Like I still haven't gotten my head around brewing. I don't understand that at all. But I've slowly begun to learn it, and it's nice because there's no real major updates to take away from brewing yet. Obviously, there's been great additions to the game, different blocks and whatnot, but nothing really game changing. And I like how he's going. I personally loved how Notch was going very slowly with the game. I know I'm probably the only one that says this, but it was nice because I could keep up with it. But I'd love to see some updates to the Nether. I think the Nether was really kind of underdeveloped on Notch's part. I understand there's these new mobs and there's the Nether stronghold, and that's all fine and dandy. But I would really like to see some sort of other objective, similar to the end, possibly put into the Nether. Or at least a little bit more obvious. It's just one block at this point. I'd love to see some other updates and purposes.
That's what I was going to add. It would be great to see something other than red, like perhaps some sort of snow equivalent in the Nether that's not red. So because when you spawn in the Nether, all you see is the same thing, and it'd be really good to see. Obviously, maintaining the theme of like Nether, but something that will catch your eye rather than looking at a blank.
And I think the good thing about all these new updates is if you're watching a playthrough, it keeps the playthrough, it updates when you're playing, so it's a lot more fun for the viewers to watch something that's brand new, yet it's still just being continued as part of a series. Just keeps it a lot more fresh.
Right.
Hey, Alex. Alex.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't unmute. What's up?
Do you even play Minecraft? Because I mean, you've just been sat there twiddling your thumbs for the last I don't know how many minutes.
I've been talking. You guys haven't been hearing me.
No,
You've been muted.
that's a
I'm just
shame.
kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I haven't been talking.
Oh, you.
No. So. To be honest, I don't play it. But I think I know blasphemy, right? But
Get out!
I know. But
I'm
what's
surprised.
fascinating? What?
I'm surprised at the amount of Minecraft videos that you receive daily that you haven't gone. I should probably try that.
I bet it's
To
just
sort through
it's
all the
fun-
on the-
Minecraft videos, I wouldn't play Minecraft either.
On the inverse side, after watching all those videos, I don't need to play it. But what's interesting to me, as far as the direction it's going, is seeing, because a lot of what I see now is different like mods to the game and all the different things that are capable of doing it and turning it into like action games or RPGs and like all these different types of like things you can do with it that really change the core dynamics of the game. And I think that's what's really cool. And I like how the ability to customize pretty much everything inside the game, from my perspective, I like that because it opens up way more possibilities as far as making machinima type content goes. So that's what's exciting to me.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna add. It would be, I know they're working hard on it, but it'd be really great to see like full mod support where we don't have to delve into like the .jar and drag and drop.
Yeah, like mod compatibility.
Yeah, because
like what they have their texture packs, or like a button to sort of like, even if you have to sort of drag in a zip into it to install the mod, that would be a lot more easier than extracting all the extra little files and then putting it into the jar and then removing the meta folder and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They changed that, didn't they? On the Minecraft 1.1 menu, it now just says texture packs. When, like, before the game was fully released, it said mods and texture packs.
Yeah, but I mean, to take a great example of the mods, the like games with mod support is Skyrim, because Skyrim with the Steam Workshop, all you have to do is click subscribe on a mod, and the next time you launch the game, it'll download and install it right there. So it's just one click, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean it's great. And then when you unsubscribe, it takes it out. So
I think also like on a Minecraft menu, when you click multiplayer, like there's a new tab saying server list, and so it's like an in-game server list. Instead of like, I don't know, going onto minecraftservers.net or whatever anyone uses to try and find it. So it's all like it's all in the game instead of like, oh, you have to go to Internet Explorer.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think with a game, your ultimate goal is to make sure that they're on the game their whole life. So in order to do that, you got to have everything right there in front of them, because if you have full mod support where you literally have to go through and you tick a box, and then when you tick that box, all the uncompatible mods, they go away, and then you tick as many as you want and it installs, and then you tick a texture pack, and then you can go onto a server list and just choose it. I mean, that would be the perfect Minecraft for me, on top of a bunch of awesome content inside.
I want to
the
see
game.
angels.
What? Alright, James.
Angels from like a heaven place in Minecraft. It'll be actually kind of cool.
The Aether. Have you ever downloaded the Aether mod?
Yeah, I did a playthrough of it. It was actually quite popular. I get at least one comment a day saying "Bring back Aether," and I'm like,
So here's a question for you guys. With all these mods, there's obviously a ton out there. Do you find that you usually are there ones that you use consistently whenever you play, or is it like you'll download one, play around with it for a little while, and then go back to your normal mode?
I personally whenever I'm bored, I tend to go onto a level, and I would like to create an underground secret base, sort of and I'd love to install the computer craft mod, some CCTV mods, and sort of big command center underground, looking over the entire town above. It's really stupid, but there's I put a button and made the entire city redstone proof. So if there was an attack at night, I could press the button, it will lock up all the windows and all the doors, so all the people are safe. It's just that's what I do when I'm bored.
Wow.
It's really
fun. This is all on single player, no multiplayer, so no one can see it. And I bet at the end of it,
I've actually got development. I was actually bored. I started sort of this is what a cave used to look like. Now this is what it looks like. It's kind of weird to see the progress. Really.
You're gonna go all Fry UK on it?
No.
Just time lapse it up.
No.
You should.
No.
Nick, what kind of mods do you like to use, if any?
I don't use any mods. I'm a huge Minecraft I only use Minecraft, vanilla, I guess you could call it. I mean, the one exception I'll make is I'll put too many items on when I need to make a seed highlight video, so I can switch between survival and creative mode. Besides that, I don't use anything. And people have always told me, you should get this mod, because I'm one of those terrible people who doesn't organize their inventory and get this mod that organizes it for you. I'm gonna rage. And I'm just well, I really like how the game is now. I love seeing what Jeb does, and that to me that's enough, of an excitement. Obviously, I suppose down the road when I get bored of Minecraft, mods will help spice up that. But for now, I'm perfectly content with the vanilla version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use too many mods in Minecraft either, because I've pretty much I don't use I'm not doing a let's play as such. I've got a building series and I just use creative, which was a great addition to Minecraft. But the kind of mods that I'm using, like at the moment, for example, Mux, you sent me a jar which had a Cam Studio mod, which basically allows you to set like waypoints, and then you can play a sequence, which is great for intro sequences or outro sequences for machinimas, because it plays a really smooth, perfect like sequence of like panning into a map or whatever. And mods like that, sort of like useful mods, appeal to me, because content mods are good, but at the end of the day, like with all this content we're getting, perhaps it's not maybe worth it, because Jeb's doing a great job.
And they're all gonna break anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all. That's what well, when you think about when you build a game, and then like someone finds a way to mod it, so I just don't see how when you add stuff to the game, how it breaks it. I understand that there could be some sort of compatibility issue with the new features. I just don't see how it breaks it entirely. That's what I just don't get.
Well, it's just, I mean, if you ask me in a year's time, I'll be able to tell you, because when I do computing, but I guess it's just when it's in the code where it's looking for like an item, for example, and it gets to that bit and it's then got a blank in the code and it just thinks, fuck, and so it just automatically just, you know, closes down because it can't find a certain thing in the code.
Because that's what I've always thought. It's just like when I see, like for example, I installed something ages ago, and when I went into too many items, it was like blank, but you can still put it in. But it'll be like, I don't know. It's just, I just sometimes just don't see how stuff breaks other stuff. Bloody bullies.
Yeah, I mean, you know, programming's pretty confusing. But if you guys, now we've talked about and covered the future of Minecraft, if you guys, I don't know your experiences with Call of Duty, but a lot of people have been saying Modern Warfare 3 is terrible, and a lot of people have been worried as such, because there are a lot of Call of Duty commentators, like second to Minecraft commentators. It's got to be the most popular sort of type of channel, and you know, in a sense, they're heavily relying on Treyarch and Infinity Ward and all of them to produce a really good game, and people have just, you know, it feels like people have just been criticizing. So, Nick, I know you play a little Call of Duty. What are your thoughts on the Call of Duty franchise?
I don't understand how people can bitch and complain about Modern Warfare 3, yet still, as a community as a whole, we spent $750 million in the first week of release. So if you guys are going to complain and not buy the game, that's one thing. But at this point, I don't care how much people are going to complain. Unless people stop buying the game, Treyarch and Infinity Ward aren't going to stop making Call of Duty. This is their biggest year for Modern Warfare 3. Some people say it's their worst version of Call of Duty, but you know, the numbers don't support that, and that's ultimately what drives game developers to fund games. You know, if a game is getting almost $1 billion in revenue sales the first week, they're not going to say, oh, well, you know, we don't really need to make another one. That was kind of a good one. We'll just stop it at that. You know, they're obviously going to just continue making them, and I don't really care. Call of Duty is Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's not going to be any different. It's, you know, if you want a different game, you want a new experience, go play Battlefield. Yeah. But to me, I like what they're doing with Call of Duty. I like how they're going, the direction they're going with the gun proficiencies, the gun levels, things like that, the prestige tokens. So, you know, I'm really excited to see what they do for Black Ops 2. You know, also introducing zombies to that sort of new gun rank up. I kind of hope to see some sort of ranking up ability in zombies, similar to what they have in the custom World at War maps, because zombies is what I like to focus on out of Call of Duty. That's what my viewers like to enjoy, and I know it's something that a lot of people like to enjoy as well. So I hope they really kind of bring that back.
So do you think that when people make commentaries sort of titled why Modern Warfare 3 sucks, or my next Call of Duty wish list, do you think they're doing that because they know viewers like to see these kind of things, and everyone likes to jump on the bandwagon of saying Call of Duty is bad? Do you think they're making those kind of videos just for the views, or do you think they genuinely think that Call of Duty is getting a lot worse?
Oh, everybody, generally has a wish list. I have a wish list of what I like. I just named a few things off of it, what I want in the next Call of Duty. At the same time, you do have, as a director, you do have to kind of see what viewers are going to be interested in. If they're going to be interested in seeing what think should be fixed with Call of Duty, you should really make those videos. It'll help drive viewers to your channel. But at the same time, yes, I think there's a bit of a bandwagon. I think people really do need to kind of step back and say, listen, if this game's so bad, why am I still playing it? Instead of, looking for an alternative game type, or, just be happy with what you have. Call of Duty is fine, in my opinion. It's its own genre almost. If you want a Call of Duty game, that's fine. If you want Call of Duty to change so much that you don't even recognize it, you need to find a new game type, because Call of Duty is just going to be a first-person shooter. It's going to be a very, camping, realistic first-person shooter, not so much as Battlefield. But they're not going to make it like Nexus, where, it's like there's 100 different mutations you can use. And, the game is just like, oh, let's all use jetpacks and stuff like that. It's going to be a Call of Duty first-person shooter game. End of story. They're not going to change it that much.
And,
go ahead.
That's right. And I want to say that personally, in my opinion, is I love what they've done. They've added an infection game type to matchmaking on Modern Warfare 3, and that's honestly got me back to playing the game. It's just like I was sick of it. Like I had it for it's just like everyone starts off with a certain couple of guns, and there's about 15 of you. Actually, no, 17 of us who are human, and they have to fight off the zombies infected. And it's just it's real fun. You level up really easily, and it's a great sort of thing if you want to get back into Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
So it's like Halo.
Yeah, it's loosely
Without
based off of it. But I mean, I think those kind of pure fun game types where, if you care about KD and infection, you're doing it wrong. So I think those kind of pure fun game types are really, it's good to have those sort of game types in any game. I mean, obviously it's going to be a benefit if you've got a pure fun game type. But Alex, what's your experience with Call of Duty?
So I've never played any of them a ton, but I have played most of them, at least a decent amount. And I think that what happened with Modern Warfare 3, which I have played, is kind of the same problem that happens in Hollywood a lot, which is like, we did something and it worked great, so let's just reuse everything as close as we did it last time and just change it a little bit so people think it's a little different. And I think that, I mean, obviously it was financially successful, but the complaints people are having is that it wasn't different enough to keep things fresh enough. And I think that what they're going to have to take into account when they make the next one is, like, yes, they were able to financially come out on top because people love the format of Call of Duty, but the game itself wasn't different enough to necessitate a new game. And how are they going to approach that when they make this new game of trying to make it so that people need to buy the new one and they can't just keep playing the old ones? And I think that that's the challenge they're going to have, is like, why do I need to buy the new one?
Yeah. I mean, to some extent you could say, especially within the YouTube community, is that people perhaps buy the new Call of Duty not in hopes of a good game, but in hopes of being the first to do certain things on that game. Because if you're the first to do a video, you're gonna get a lot of that YouTube money. But I mean, it's just, do you think, I mean, I don't think with Modern Warfare 3 anyone went out of their way to just get the game, not, going into it as 0% interest in the game and 100% interest in revenue. But I think I can imagine that. I can quite easily imagine that if the game gets incredibly stale, like, 5 years down the line, for example. Because within our community, the YouTube community, people seem to be gradually disliking it. But when you go out and when you sort of step back and you think and ask people that don't even know about the YouTube community at school or whatever, they don't care about any of the problems, because they move on, and they don't, nothing phases them, and they're enjoying it, and they'll buy the new one over and over, and new people buy their first Call of Duty every year and things like that. It was something like 1 in 3 households in the UK have at least one Call of Duty game. I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah, when you think about that, it's just,
That's a lot
Wow.
of people.
Yeah, it's like it's easily, well, the population of the UK is like 70 million, and in each household, I'm not going to go through and do a maths lesson here, but it's a lot of blooming Call of Duty games.
Call of Duty Blade.
But,
Quick scopes, isn't it?
Also, that's another thing. They at one point they took out quick scoping, didn't they? And then all the little fanboys who loved like quick scoping and all that lot started moaning. So it got put back in.
A lot of people raged at Black Ops because that was like the anti-quick scope game in a lot of people's eyes.
Oh well, it's not bad. I mean, it's Activision, not Treyarch. Have I got that right, or have I messed that up?
Yeah, I think you've made a bit of a.
Oh god, it's both of them on Black Ops.
Infinity Ward did.
That's the one.
So it
yeah, it's like two different game developers. Don't expect the same from each of them. Otherwise, what's the point? Why don't
they all
just
tried
merge?
to sort of strive to be unique in their own way because Infinity Ward they sort of stuck towards the Modern Warfare sort of style. Like with the cars, for example, and the style of the missions, they stuck to that. But on Black Ops, yeah, it had sort of the same sort of structure, but they didn't sort of stick with the same style in its own way.
Can I ask you a question, James?
Yeah.
What kind of a name is Soap, anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who or what they were smoking when they came up with that, but...
They were thinking when they came up with
to me, that's the Call of Duty version of Arrow to the Knee. I just think, what? That's just genius.
Marks, you're the only person who does that.
I know. Forever alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like if they went out and expanded their franchise to like a cleaning games, then Soap would be right there. But
housekeeping.
we can talk about live streaming as well if you want. I mean, we've talked about live streaming a little bit, but do you guys think that post commentary things are slowly losing their way, and that streaming is definitely the future?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
We haven't got our live stream. We're still waiting, but I think that is exactly what's it.
I think it's probably going to cause a divergence in the type of content that goes up, and you're going to see one of two things. You're going to see things that are really well produced, like thought out and well written and like edited and really like high quality content, and then there's going to be live streaming, because live streaming effectively does everything that like a playthrough, like a let's play does, but it does it with much more interactivity, which I think that the audiences are going to like. And so that is going to start to pull away from the Let's Play audience, and premium content is also pulling away the Let's Play audience. And so I think you're going to end up with both of those things and nothing in the middle.
Because, I mean, you could imagine, when you're recording a Let's Play and you're halfway through and you suddenly get stuck and you're just like, wow, this isn't long enough to post a video, but I'm not going to spend 10 minutes, just getting mind-fucked by this bit of the game. So, I mean, with live streaming, that's obviously a clear advantage. When you get stuck, you just look over to the side and see the chat with everyone. Obviously, they know what to do. It's so obvious. And, you'll be able to progress, and it'll be much more sort of a fluid playthrough. And also, you can sit down on, say, like a Friday evening, and you can say, right, everyone, I'm going to do a playthrough of this game. I'm going to stream it all the way through. Come in and out and see how I'm doing. And it's a much more interactive experience.
I think it's great. I think live streaming is so cool, and it's so much fun from both ends of it.
I mean, I was watching the Battlefield 3 Acts of Valor live stream on Machinima Respawn, 2 nights ago, and they had ex-Navy SEALs on there, and it was so entertaining just to see, questions coming in from the Facebook group and then them answering them, and then just that kind of thing is great. Really good content.
Personally, I just absolutely love the way live streaming is sort of together, because I've been playing it well with XSplit, and I just love the way you sort of can transition between everything. It's just like, even though we haven't actually done it on our channel, sort of been playing around with it, and it's just like I can't I can't personally wait like to broadcast because it's just something fresh. Not many people can have the ability. They can go live, but it's just not. They don't have the internet stability to actually run it. Really.
Yeah, I mean, it's great watching Machinima live streams because obviously they're the professionals. They got all the, you know, top-notch equipment and all the top-notch people behind it, and it's great to see they've got the camera of the actual people in like a corner, and then maybe if a focused question comes in, it will transition into the big thing, and you know, it's so fluid and so smooth and such an all-round brilliant experience. And
personally, that's what I'd love to do. Like if I never got into video editing, I definitely would have got into live streaming, some sort of streaming of like mixing everything together, like cameras and overlays, and just being able to communicate with everyone live, even though it could be a little delay on it. But I just love it.
I mean, we can go ahead and talk about the blocks now, unless, Nick, you've got anything specific you wanted to mention about the live streaming.
Pretty much agree with everything you guys have said so far. Just, you know, live streaming is obviously the future of, I think, regular gameplay commentaries. If you look back a year ago, everybody was doing regular gameplay commentaries, and with the exception of a select few people, that has really sort of died down. It's either live commentary or you go into the really in-depth tip videos like Tips with Team Art, or, you know, the videos that he produces on his channel. And you really do have to have a little bit of a, not so much a knack for commentating anymore, a knack for playing the game, whereas that's a little bit where I fail on that part. But, you know, live streaming definitely brings a new thing to the table. It's going to be really fun. I think it'll end some videos, but also bring to, you know, to light a whole nother quality, I guess the quality type of video on YouTube. It'll make the videos that do get put out much more higher quality, and then the live streams will be that let's play, you know, live commentary sort of feel.
Because if live streaming gets really, you know, if YouTube really nail it and make it really awesome, I can imagine my channel, you know, I'm working on machinimas behind the scenes, and then when I can, I'll just live stream a game and just play a game and just interact with all my subscribers and things like that. And I can really imagine the future of my channel being like that. And it's such all the freedom of that. Instead of having to post a video daily at, you know, a certain time, you can just say, oh, I've got about an hour and a half, I could set up the stream. Doesn't take too long because, you know, you just got one setting and you put it up and you know, bang, you're done. And it's just such a handy tool to have.
I wish we had live streaming.
I wish my internet got better in my area, but 31st of March.
Tell me about it.
Come on. But yeah, I'm counting the days, and almost every day I'm checking if my area is going to get it before the 31st of March, but come on.
It's like waiting for a new game to come out when, like, for example, GTA 5. I can't wait for it. It's just like constantly like, come on, more info, come on. It's just...
But I've been uploading videos for ages on an incredibly shite upload speed, so I've been checking almost every day of my YouTube career of when my internet is gonna get, you know, at least the average. It's ridiculous, but
How are Rockstar, right? How are Rockstar so good at keeping a secret?
Like the amount of employees they have, and just...
Yeah, you would have thought one of them would have like told their kid, and the kid would have told his friend, and his friend would have told the dad, and then, you know, it would have spread like a virus almost. But no, it's just like, if you say anything, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's
Maybe they just kill everybody, and that's why nobody's found out.
No wonder it takes so long for them to do it then, because they keep killing off their employees.
Lol.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know about game developers, but I wonder if they do have like a massively strict contract of like, you will not say anything. I mean,
because
like to an essence, we have that at Machinima.
Yeah, I was trying to persuade Antos to tell me what the new channel was, but he was like, no, can't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy. I mean, even with the new channel, all of us directors were curious and couldn't get an inkling. But you know, that's life.
Damn it, Raoul.
It's definitely beneficial though to keep it on the down low, because if you get to the point where you've released all the information, there's no hype before the release, which just ruins everything. Which is why I know all of us, I mean, I know you, Nick, and we don't reveal details about our high effort videos, because then why would they watch them if they already know what's going to happen?
Right, and that's exactly what, I've told. Alex knows exactly what I'm making because he's like holding my hand through the whole process. But to an extent, I tell people. I mean, I have shot a few drafts over to a couple of directors who I talked to a while back. But at this point, I'm kind of like in the late stages of planning this. This is hopefully gonna go up next week, and I'm kind of just like, all right, shh, nobody say anything, kind of deal, because I do want the hype to be there. But I want it to be there, when the video comes out, not like a week before and then everybody forgets about it.
Yeah, I mean, all I've told my subscribers is the title, and then I've actually got them to guess what they think the plot is, because, then that's even more hype, because they can see and be like, oh, I was so close, or wow, I was massively out. But
when Machinima Live, not Machinima Live, when Channels was, when they told us about the new channel, we were all guessing, and it was like real. It was just like everyone was guessing different ideas, and it was just like it was a massive sort of like, what is it gonna be? And it was really fun sort of guess, really.
It was fun. It was fun to see all of your guesses.
But who do you like? What was the closest sort of guess?
I don't even remember. I'd have to go back and check.
I don't think anybody got really on it.
Nobody was.
No, I don't think they did.
There was like Machinima Minecraft. There was Machinima Live.
Oh, that would be awful, to be honest.
Yeah, not a wise move, really. Unless you guys have already planned it, and then that's an awkward moment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think the next channel that has more of a possibility would be definitely Machinima Live. That has more of a chance of going up than I think any other idea, unless you guys have sort of come up with an elaborate plan.
What, to go
We've
to
got all
LA?
sorts of elaborate plans.
To go to LA, break into Machinima, go on one of the computers, make a new channel, and just direct all the videos to it.
That would take bloody ages.
And it would look like.
Yeah, that would be a very long plan.
Not unless
How
you had
big
an
is the
inside man.
Machinima? How big's the new Machinima office?
In
You should see,
square
you've looked
feet?
at enough. Look, you
Honestly,
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of like small, medium, large, huge, Jupiter.
I'd say it's medium.
Ooh.
I think we've got about 150 employees right now, so a space that fits that.
Okay, I'd say that was a large.
Okay. I mean, it's one floor, or it's like 1.5. It's like basically one floor. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of tours from various people, and it looks badass. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us in this call definitely would do anything at Machinima. I mean,
I'd even be a cleaner.
yeah, I would happily give tea to people and just, there you go, sir.
Why do people need teeth?
People in America don't drink tea.
All right.
Oh, tea.
It's called coffee.
Tea, not
Yeah,
tea.
tea. Wow, that's like worse than teeth. Nobody in America drinks tea, Jack. Come on.
I've failed
Coffee.
you. I was going to come out with crumpets as well, but I guess you guys aren't
Coffee and
interested
Red
in
Bull.
that.
That's how you do it. Oh, I make
You're on a-
videos.
I have Red Bulls, all right.
You're on Red Bull at the moment, aren't you, Nick? Because you haven't
Nuh-uh.
in a while.
Maybe just a little bit, only a few.
Just 10 or so.
I love how Red Bull is so bad for you, yet it's heavily advertised, and everyone still drinks it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
great.
think
But it gives me wings, so I'm pretty good. I'm fine with that.
Out with 2 eyes.
wings. And on that note, I think we've had a brilliant podcast. It's been amazing, and it's been awesome to have you on this show, Alex, and as well with you, Nick, and Exultion.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jack.
It's been a blast, and if anyone has any closing words, now's the time to say.
I like
Americans
Pork
don't drink tea.
Pork scratchings.
And on that note, thanks for everyone for listening and for turning up, and that's it. Bye.
Toodles.
Peace.